You clicked on this video because, well, you're not lifting weights. And the reality is, if you're not lifting weights, you're behind. You're behind. But you know, the most important thing about this is that you are now aware that you're behind. And now, because you know that, you can make the decision moving forward to take care of that. Now, if you're not lifting weights, you're behind. I want to share a story with you having to relate to this and why this is, outside of all of these kids just getting jacked out of nowhere, saying they're natural and fucking take steroids and shit, like whatever that it is. Me personally, I am natural. I'm a lifetime natural. I have never done steroids. And I don't know if I ever will. I don't know. I don't want to. I'd rather just stay natural. But point being is, I have a story to share with you today, explaining as to why if you're not lifting weights, you know, you are behind and you need to get ahead, especially if you're clicking on this video and you've watched it this far. Watch all the way through so this way you know exactly what to do so you're not behind anymore. So let's get into the story. It all goes back into when I was 14 years old. I was a teenager at the time, and I almost want to tell this story almost as if I didn't do what I did. So I'll tell you what I did first, and then I'll tell you what happened if I didn't do it. So when it came to me growing up, I was always the fat and weird kid. This is like I don't know how many videos I'm in, but this is like the intro I give all my videos now. I was the fat and weird kid growing up. And I didn't like that. I got bullied a lot. I hated it. My social confidence was horrible, very socially awkward. I didn't like myself on top of that. I hated it because I knew I wasn't who I wanted to be. I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. And because of that, I hated myself. I'll openly admit that. I hated myself. I don't think any kid in the world, any teenager or grown adult should ever hate themselves. Because the reality is, you know, we're all God's children, whatever you put your faith into or not. We're all not here because we chose to be here. We're all here because someone else or something else put us here. I put my faith in this guy. But I hated myself growing up. And throughout the entirety of my life, I think I had 6 years of failed dieting underneath my belt. I was the 8-year-old at a Wendy's ordering a salad rather than a damn burger because I hated being fat. I felt insecure ordering food. Like, I felt insecure sitting down. I'd pull on my shirt. I felt insecure walking. I'd hold my shirt out so no one could see my stomach. I hated that. I hated it very much. Now, what I did, long story short, so I can actually dive into why this is very important that you start on this so you're not behind, is I made a transformation from 14 to 16 years old where I lost 80 pounds. At my peak weight, I was 250 pounds. Then I ended up losing 80 pounds all the way down to 135. And then a year later, I competed in my first bodybuilding show naturally and got first place. Now, when it comes down to everything that I did, I want to explain as to what would happen if I hadn't had done those things. If I didn't work out, I'm just going to point out the obvious things and then we'll dive a little bit deeper. I wouldn't have the amazing loving girlfriend that I do now. I wouldn't be involved in a lot of the things that I'm involved in. I wouldn't love myself. I don't think I would have ever got the opportunity to meet him. And there's a lot of other things that I could continue to ramble on about when it comes to what would have happened if I didn't lose weight or go to the gym. My heart health would have been horrible. Honestly, health in general would have been horrible. Relationship health would have been horrible. I wouldn't even be making as much money as I am now. Not that it's important like for materialism, but just in a matter of being a provider for the person that I want to be when I'm older, you know? And if it weren't for all of those things, because of something as simple as picking up a heavy circle, it would have changed my life completely. I would have been behind. I wouldn't have learned a lot of the things that I know now if it weren't for the gym. Now, if you're not going to the gym, not only are you behind, but you're causing your health to deteriorate. The provider that you want to be, whether you're a man or a woman watching this, you're not going to be able to show up at your fullest. Your kids are going to have to look up to you to that certain extent. I don't care how old you are watching this. If it weren't for me losing 80 pounds, my dad wouldn't have lost 30 at 45. Age isn't an excuse either. It has to do with everything that you are doing and what you're not doing. Now, lifting weights, it's going to cause you to fall behind because your health isn't in check. And because of your health not being in check, subconsciously you're going to pick up on this. And you know damn well there are things that you should be doing that you're not doing. And then there's going to be a point where you might entirely neglect this, where you have this thing called cognitive dissonance, where you know you're supposed to be doing something, but you don't. So subconsciously you develop a set of beliefs to continue to fulfill the behavior that you're representing. And what this means is, okay, I'm going to eat unhealthy. I know I don't like it. I know it's unhealthy for me. And I know I shouldn't be doing that if I want to raise a family and kids at one point in my life, or if I want to even make more money and take better care of myself. You know, I don't want to feel lethargic. I don't want to have brain fog. I don't want to, feel socially awkward in front of people or insecure about the things that I do. Now, what people end up doing is they end up building this belief that it's okay to do these things for their own selfish reasoning. It has gotten to a point where people started calling it fat phobic to be healthy, and it's all bullshit. And I don't blame these people, but at the same time, it has to do with their own set of beliefs because they don't want to give up the habits or the behaviors. So not only is it going to impact your health, but your health is going to impact countless of other things. It's going to impact your family. It's going to impact how you feel in your day-to-day life. It's going to impact everything. Now, we're in a day and age where you can look this stuff up. You can chat GPT this stuff, and you can get in shape. But, some people don't end up doing that because it's very hard to do those things. And I even have a saying that goes with that. Things that are great are never accomplished alone. The light bulb. Nikola Tesla built the light bulb. Thomas Edison, he basically marketed the whole thing. We wouldn't have this revolutionary invention if it weren't for the two of those. The Wright brothers. Keyword, brothers. Brothers. Two people. As in, two people. Those are just a couple of examples. So when it comes to actually getting your health in check and doing these things, sometimes you do need a coach or you need someone to help you. And me personally, that's what I do. I coach people. I do this full time. And I love coaching people because I'm able to help people get into the best shape of their lives. They're able to do what's necessary to reach their goals in an efficient way that's actually sustainable and allows them to be consistent. But I'm not going to dive into all of that. So when it comes to as to why, if you're not lifting weights and you're falling behind, second reason has to do with the lessons you're missing out on if you're not working out. If you're not working out, there are so many things that you're not learning that you could easily apply in any other aspects in your life, whether you are working that 9 to 5, whether you do want to start that business, or whatever the applicable lessons it could teach you that have to do with your goals as of right now. It's applicable in every way. Every goal that you have, every aspect in life that you have, it's applicable. It is applicable. Just plain and simple. Now, what are those things that you're going to learn? You're going to learn to be consistent. You're going to learn to show up every day, even though you don't feel like doing it. You're going to learn discipline. You're going to learn consistency, which those two are the driving factors for success compared to anything else. Just those two. So you mean to tell me if you haven't learned those things already, you're missing out on those lessons if you don't do that. And on top of that, you also become healthy. Your body functions more properly. You become more productive just because you're lifting some heavy circles and you eat the right foods. And not only that, you actually look better. You feel better. Maybe your wife or husband looks at you funny because you're just dude, you look good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So plain and simple, dude, if you're not working out, you're falling behind. And as in relation to me, because I do this full time, guess what? If I didn't go to the gym, I wouldn't be doing this full time. Isn't that funny? It's funny. But no, as in regards to, just everything as to what this point is, go to the gym. It's $10 a month. It is $10 a month. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. If the coaches or the personal trainers at your commercial gym offer you coaching, deny. Say no. You're horrible. I'm going to Coach Kari. It's me. It's me. I say my name at the end of the video. You gotta wait for that. But it's me. Anyway, though, start going to the gym. Especially if you watched all the way through this video. There's less than 100 viewers, and you're one of them, and you watched to this point. Come on. You got this shit. But anything other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Check the description below if you want to talk to me about coaching or a free consultation, whatever that it may be that's going to allow you to get the help that you need. Because the reality is, if you are not going to the gym, you're falling behind, and great things are never accomplished alone. You might as well save yourself the time, the energy, the hassle, and the money working with somebody that actually cares about you than trying to do it by yourself. You don't got to do things by yourself all these times. But anything other than that, my name is Dakari. I'm out.